We are continuing our interview on the Meaningful Interviews program with Rabbi Yosef Abrahams, the Mashpia, the Lubavitcher yeshiva in Miami. We were at the point where you were telling us about your relationship with Reb Yoel Kahan, and you started to say a story of something that happened in 1955, I think Tafshin Tezvav, after Simchas Torah HaKofis, or before HaKofis, something about Reb Yoel and you. Could you continue if you remember?
There was then, after I finished learning about Reb Yoel, I didn't have a cheshik learning by another Mashpia. You hear me now?
Yes, go weiter, please.
Yeah, but there's something here. What is this? This white thing over here.
I don't know.
What is this? It stays the whole time? And then yesterday it wasn't there.
Please continue.
Okay.
I hear you. Just continue, please.
You hear me?
Yes, just continue talking.
Yeah. The yeshiva made then, spoke then about this to Montreal. Montreal is small yeshiva. Yeah, mostly it was the, came from Russia, but it wasn't a big Elam. It was, and the Yungalai that came, they had small kids, but the Bochrim, there wasn't many Bochrim.
Right.
Like there was two. A little bit in them, and then they, it was like a Zalav over there. This time was 15 Bochrim, 13, maybe 16 Bochrim. So there was a sweater we should go send from the Kita that has to go to 770. Part of the Kita, Chelik, would go to, and Akoponim till they got, there was a new thing by them. They had to have for us to places to sleep and everything and those. So it took a little bit of time. Shabbos Mavorchim Teves. In the middle of the Farbrengens, after a sefer, the Rebbe said, Abrahams zog l'chaim. And then if I said l'chaim, he turned to Rabbi Mentlik. He said, zon the ande l'chaim. There's another 4 bochrim. You should tell them to say l'chaim. And then the Rebbe said, Eib sie weißen nicht wegen what this is, sollen sie sich verlassen auf mir. If they don't know what's it about, they should
rely.
On me. And then we had a day or two later, I don't remember exactly. Look, it's very almost 70 years ago. We had a Yechidusin, and the Rebbe mentioned then about yeshiva, Mashpia about the Bochrim, and then we went there. We learned in Montreal, and there's no dormitory, so we slept by 3 Bochrim were sleeping by Peretz Mochkin. We had an extra room, so we were staying there. And also they didn't have a kitchen for Shabbos, so the Bochum used to eat. They had these 5 ate by Balabatim, and I was there at Peretz. I stayed there at Peretz.
Did you get close? Did you get close to the Peretz?
I felt very close to them, but again, I'm a bashful, but I never spoke like privately with him, but he used to Farbrengens with.
But before you were saying something.
Very geschmack.
Yeah, but you were saying something with Reb Yoel about Simchas Torah. Do you remember? You were in the middle of telling me. You don't remember.
No, I remember Shmini Atzeres. We were eating together. No, that's not. He brought his food to 770. And then after they were dancing and this, and they come in, I should eat also. So this Yontif, together.
Oh, because the Rebbe was going to teach in Niggin in the morning, that's why he didn't want to leave.
No. That was the next night.
So why did he eat?
And again, that year they didn't start yet. It started the next year.
But that year he was already
second night.
He was already.
This was Shmini Atzeres at night. The Niggin was
Simchas Torah.
Simchas. Yeah,
I know.
And that started Tovshin Tezayin. Started a year later.
I understand, but why did he eat in 770? He had a wife. Why did he eat in 770?
Because the Elam was dancing. And a lot of people used to eat there.
Now, I want to ask you a question. So, you say that you learned Chasidus by him and the Geschmack. And can you tell us in words, how did he train you to think properly and learn Chasidus? Give an example.
He didn't train us. We were young Rabbi Abrahams then. We just started learning Chasidus in a serious way. He spoke about the Übertrachten, was man gelernt. They didn't special Drachen like Shlomo Chaim. It tells them exactly what to think and what to do. Every Tnu, he didn't. He spoke in general. He was me'erer that, and he had a geschmack in their learning, so it is gegangen.
Yeah, okay, but later when you were 18, 19, you said you used to talk to him.
Then I had that's something else. The Rebbe said also we should. I don't remember if the Rebbe said it or the Mashpia said that we should write to the Rebbe about the Rebbe answered the letters, and I guess also in the Yonim of Chasidus and Davin Barichas, and then I was in Yechidusin about that. Adrocha I had from the Rebbe. Adrocha Protis in this.
Well, could you share one or two things that the Rebbe was madrich you? Could you please share with us?
Okay, one time I asked if the Tachn Chasidus is the Asius Harav or my own Asius. So the Rebbe answered that Leitim Tchufis trachten der eigene Asius trocknen sich zu mehr, get connected more, me kriegt mehr Chayes. That was the answer. I also saw it later to have an Igris you have it. There was another time I wrote to them about the Chasidus before the davening, Trachten before the davening, in the middle of davening. So the Rebbe sent me also a hetek of a letter from the Fidigel. That's for the Igris were nitfas. And that letter, the Rebbe speaks about the different levels, different ways in Trachten Chasidus, before the davening, in the davening.
What about Krishma Shalamita? Did you speak to the Rebbe about Krishma Shalamita?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly. Could be I once mentioned it.
Did Reb Yoel ever speak about?
These are private things. These are Yechidus is a private thing. I mentioned before Yechidus because it wasn't a private thing.
Let me tell you something. What I heard from
in Kapitel Ayin Aleph and the Rebbe.
Yeah, I know. But Rabbi Abrahams, there comes a time when we have to be megala the private things, because if not, people won't know.
Okay, you have in the Igris, everything you have in the Igris.
Okay, let's go on. Let's not let's go on.
Okay.
Did Reb Yoel ever speak about Krishma Shalamita? Did Reb Yoel Kahan ever speak to you, Bocher, about that?
Look, he didn't speak to us in the Yoni Aveda like one-on-one. He spoke in the Yoni
Okay, so now, now you're not Mercedes. Later on, not when you were young, but when you're 18, 19, 20, when you still get Chadin Chasidus with him, was there some mahalach that he had that you picked up and that you asked him, is this the mahalach or never? You understand?
Never. Never.
So basically, you're a self-made.
He liked. Let me explain you something. He liked a certain thing, and I liked the same thing. He liked to speak the clothes, and everybody should take what he feels, what is shaykh to him from that. He never gave like Hayros Proteus to Bocher. I don't know how it was later or whatever. Al Capone in my time, and by me was that way, and that's the way it was Mikab. But it wasn't special Hadrochas.
Okay, let's go on. So now you went to Montreal. You were there for how many years?
A year and a half.
Okay, then you came back.
A year and 4 months. We went to Tavis. I came back Pesach.
Okay, and then you continued learning in 7/7.
And then that started like a chain reaction. Then it started going, Bochum started going there.
Okay, but then you came.
So it was a good and this, and then Pinya Korf went later there, and a lot of Bochum went there.
Right, I understand, but you came back and you continued learning in 7/7.
Yeah. Now then I also didn't stay long in 770. Tovshin Yud Zayin, that was like a half a year, a little bit more than a half a year after I was there. The Rebbe was Miyasa, the yeshiva in Newark. Now it's in Morristown.
Yeah.
But then it was in Newark. And the Rebbe wanted to send, so that was made up of the kid that finished Bedford and Dean.
Right.
Instead of going to some 70, that kid went to Morristown, to Newark.
Newark.
Yeah. The Rosh Yeshiva then was, what's his name? Spitzer. He was the menahel of the yeshiva, of the day school there, Achet Mimim. And he was a big lambton. So here he had a chance to become Rosh Yeshiva. He said a shir to them. And the Mashpia was Zeli Katzman. He got married already, and he was there by Nigel. He was the Mashgiach and Nigel. I don't remember at night by Chasidus he was there, but I don't remember. Al Koponim, the Rebbe is one or two Bochrim from 770, a little bit older, to be Machazik, like more Chassidish or whatever. So Rabbi Mentle came over to me, and Motel Kalmason, who's in my kita, and he told the Rebbe they made the yeshiva there. That was known. It was by the Farbrengens. The Rebbe spoke about the Miasas yeshiva. This was like a month later. This was like in after it was Mustam, like between Yud Kislev and Yud Tes Kislev. So he asked me and him if we would ask him to go learn there in Newark.
Wasn't Rabbi Jacobson wasn't Rabbi Yisrael Jacobson the menahel of the yeshiva? Rabbi Jacobson
was later years. In the beginning, he was the menahel, what's his name? Spitzer. And it was two people. It was him and Zeli Katzman. Later, it became Yisrael Friedman went after he got married. It was 2 years later, Mr. Or before that, you had what's his name? Mesha Harrison was there. He became a Mashpia there, and then Yisrael Friedman went after he got married.
So when you were there, did you have anything to do with Reb Yoel Chaim Kesselman?
No. The only one that came and visited, there was two people that came. There was a Gordon, what's his name? Shalom Gordon.
Yeah, Schellenberg Gordon.
He was a rabbi in Newark.
Yeah.
He used to come sometimes in the yeshiva, and he was pale that like the mikveh there was in a faraway place, and had to walk like 25 minutes in the winter, and it was cold and everything, and he was pale that the mikveh there, that's mikveh noshim, I should have the shoes to go there in the morning, and then it was this battle, and the kids come up on him, but he did things, he got I think Pas Yisrael for us. He went to be Madlik. He used to come into the yeshiva. It was very friendly, very.
And who else?
And then there was what's his name? Grossman has a son, a shliach in Canada. One has to do with mikvois. No, he was a shamish. He was a Chasidus.
Grossbaum.
Yeah, Grossbaum. Yeah. He used to come. Sometimes there was Farbrengens. Also, there was Avram. Is there Avram Hollander?
Avram.
He became about Tshuva later. He used to go to the Friedrich Rebbe yet.
Yeah.
Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah.
With a car and the doors.
Yeah.
And there was a Farbrengen later. I remember the Farbrengen. I think it was the Tov Shinchov. That the Rebbe started speaking with him in Italian, and then the Rebbe told him he should come over to the table from the Rebbe. And the Rebbe told him, "I want you should give me the keys to your store." He took out the Rebbe wants it. He gives the Rebbe, and the Rebbe tells him, "I'll give you back. You should keep this store closed on Shabbos." Says Rebbe, ich sag zu. I promise I'll do it. Give it back.
You yourself heard the word. You heard this conversation.
Yeah. And he came also. I remember once there was a Farbrengen there, and the Grossbaum was there, and the Platzman.
Yeah.
And he also came there. So they were singing a geschmack and ding, a dweikes ding, and he was like totally in the Grossbaum, and Chasidus, it was like totally into the ding and those, and he was looking at him and he started crying. Mr. Chasidus heart.
Avram Halderman.
Yeah. So these three used to come, and Avram held one. He came once, I think. He came to the Farbrengen.
Now, let me ask you: were you at the Farbrengen Yutas Kislis Tovshin Chof with the Rebbe Geret wegen he Teres Abel Shem Tov? That Farbrengen was a response to the Satmar Rov's Shita of the Shtaka Teres Abel Shem Tov. You don't remember that Farbrengen?
I don't remember exactly. Lewis, I heard a lot of Farbrengens. I don't remember exactly that Farbrengen.
Okay.
Yutas Kislev
Tovshin Chof. The Rebbe was an hour sicha. It's online. He was crying a lot. The Rebbe was very upset. Now, I want to ask you.
It was Yutas Kislev? You're sure it was Yutas Kislev?
Yes, it was Yutas Kislev. Yes, it's online. You can hear it. But I want to ask you, the Farbrengens Tovshin Yut to Tovshin Chof.
Let me tell you something. I have something with the Rebbe and me. Weißt du, is the yeshiva wasn't made, this story to fit us, to fit me and Motel Kalmus. It was made to fit them.
Yeah.
So like there was they didn't learn Chasidus before the davening, and we used to get up earlier, and then there was a Mezaines, and I had and gedammt a bisschen Bariches, whatever.
Yeah.
So it came, when was it? Shvishal Pesach in the morning. So I left it was a minyan later. I guess it was 2:30, 3 o'clock. So people got up late. And I was from the first bochum going to eat. So when I went to the 676, the Rebbe came from his house, and then he saw me. He stopped and he said, "Du hast noch Masud." So I didn't think a lot. I said, "Mestame." He says, "Mestame oder sicher?" I said, "Sicher." I was from the first people there. Then later, anderem geteinet it's a psacholem, because there was a time when the Rebbe was upstairs and how could he be coming from home? A kitzer. Achen shal Pesach by Kesh shal Broche, and the Rebbe is giving the Kesh shal Broche. Like this, he never spoke. By me, his time, he says, "No, dus gehad zu des Yontev." I said, "Yeah."
So what I want to ask is the Farbrengens.
And later that summer, when I was in Yechidusin, he started asking me if I eat mezenis before the davening. I told him they don't have the mezenis. He says, "Du bist staying at this?" I thought, "Yeah, cornflakes." To give him a article schmeichel, a halbe schmeichel. Then he told me I should go to Dr. Zellickson. Dr. Zellickson gave me for vitamins. I should take vitamins to mechazik the brias.
What
If I stay that the Indian was then Shvishal Pesach was connected with this about my not eating there or whatever.
What? So what? You weren't healthy? You were schwach? What?
I didn't feel schwach. But that's what happened.
No, in other words, you didn't eat much there because of kashrus. You didn't trust them.
No. It was mainly the Zaynis for the davening, and then it wasn't. So I didn't eat breakfast. I ate only lunch, and it's again. Nicht mesudel für the matzah.
So now the Farbrengens of the 1950s compared to the 1960s, and would you say they were totally different?
When do you mean 1960s? After Tovshin Chavei?
No, Tovshin Chav.
Start the Rashis.
Tovshin Chav is Tovshin Lamed. Ich will wissen, we hear from the Farbrengen Tovshin Chai, Tovshin Tes. Were you by Farbrengen Purim Tovshin Tezayim when the Rebbe said, "Fall is gerecht"? Epis Hazai, with Fola Khan, Reb Yoel's father, with the...
Yeah, I wasn't there. I was in Montreal.
You're in Montreal, but
we didn't go in for...
but
go in for Purim. We used to come in for Yud Shvat.
Okay, but I
Yud Shvat and Tishrei and Pesach.
But listen to me, please listen to me. What I'm asking is, were those Farbrengens in those years in a very different way? Was the Rebbe more Bizgalus? Was he more Bizgalus?
Yeah, there was Farbrengens. There was Bizgalus. There was not every Farbrengen, but there was Farbrengens. You had Shabbos Mevorchim here, Tovshin Yud Beis. The Rebbe took a lot of Mashpia. He spoke to Mashim Protim and so where do you have it?
Yeah, you were there. But you were a young boy. You were very young. You were 14.
I was then Tovshin Yud Beis.
You were 15. Yeah, 15.
Almost 15.
And you remember who the Rebbe spoke?
Look, I remember from Tovshin Yud. Achen Shal Pesach. I remember the Farbrengen.
Yeah. When did Reb Yoel become
in the Shnas HaStalkers, most of the Farbrengens was easy to understand because the Rebbe spoke the whole time about the Skashers to the Friedrich Rebbe. It was crying a lot. It had a very big effect on me. The prayers from the Rebbe. I mean, a young kid, and I was a Yosef and this, and it had a big effect on me.
Yeah, the Rebbe, during those 10 years, at the stark event, Asach Mol, name.
By the Haftarahs, he used to cry.
Every Haftarah, or just Chana?
When the years...
What?
Every Haftarah came out was maybe for a little...
I didn't hear you. Maybe what?
The connection's unstable, it says here. You hear
I
me?
hear, but yes, it's a bracha. But go ahead, continue speaking.
There used to be B'derech Klal. There used to be B'derech Klal. They were only like for a few seconds or whatever. Sometimes it was more. Rosh Hashanah, for instance, was very strong priyas. And look, I remember when I was in Eretz Yisrael already, before the Chasen.
What year was that? What year?
Sent Shlichus, Tovshin Chav Beis.
Yeah.
Tovshin Chav Beis, the Rebbe sent 12 Bochrim. That was the first time it came a kvutza from Eretz Yisrael. And Reb Shlomo Chaim said that the yeshiva is going to be chorev because there wasn't many bochrim in the yeshiva. Not in some 70 wasn't so many, and then Lud also not so many. And you have 12 bochrim, and they were good bochrim. So the Rebbe said, I will send bochrim. So when they came Tishrei Chav Beis. After Tishrei Chav Beis, we went to Yisrael. We're there for a year. In the middle of the year, the Rebbe mentioned to me by a bocher, and the Rebbe in Yechidusin used to say, he started a stable, be'ito bismano. That's a siman on the Tona Shidduch.
Yeah.
So the Rebbe told me that in Tammuz of Shin Chof Halle, but they then went to Yisrael. And then in Yisrael, the Shlomo Chaim came over to me in one of the days. He showed me a letter from the Rebbe that he received the Rebbe. It was far before Yud Shvat. So I started to read the letter, and he told me, no. Look at the end of the letter by the Chsima. By the Chsima, under the Chsima, like the Rebbe used to be Meisiv, B'Ksav with a few words. So he's mentioned there, Lideg Nichbodes, Avur Atomim, Abrahams Shiyechya. He gave it over to Monkey, and the Monkey did get on them, and then them is not them. Then the end of the year, everybody was going back. So Monkey told me, "Frag them well, the Rebbe geheißen Tona Shidduch and those, and the Shlomo Chaim mit mir gebeten tonen them, and bleiben noch ein Stückel Zeit." So I wrote to the Rebbe, and the Rebbe says, "Yeah, noch what he is telling me." And then then I became a chassan at that time. So Pesach, before the chasna was going to be in Tammuz. And so that Pesach I was teaching by Shale Brook in the Rishon LeZion. So I decided Pesach, when I have here, I'm going to go to the Rebbe and be there till close to the chasna. So I was there from Shabbos Mevorchim Nisan till the Shabbos after Shavuos. And that's the time when the Rebbe also spoke about not drinking only 3 times. In the Shabbos and Borchim year, that year he spoke about the whole Sikha. Remember, Peretz Mochkin was sitting behind the Rebbe and he got up to say L'chaim. And the Rebbe started singing the Sikha. Steht in heintige Sedre, Yain v'Sheichor al Teist. So he like jumped back, and then they started speaking about the thing, Dreimal L'chaim, and he's not speaking about Purim because Purim steht in Shulchan Aruch, and the Chagim and the Yechidusin. Then the Rebbe told me to find out. I had the Sochnut. They gave me a ticket, like Ola Chadash, if I could make a stop in Milan and in Paris, Brunoan, and übergeben für die Sichers. Verstanden, es ist verbunden mit die Sicher, wegen Yain v'Sheichor. Gershon Mendel was then in Milan. But it's chase gelost. They said it's El Al doesn't stop there. El Al, the ticket was from El Al. There was a lot of money, that ticket also. So what did I started telling you about this?
You tell me the Chasidus that the Rebbe said those chassan.
Yeah, there was that. Yeah,
but I want to ask you, how were you able to transition? You know, the word transition means to go over.
1 second. Now I remember. You spoke about you asked about the crying. In that time already, the Rebbe stopped crying.
Right.
By the Haftarah. I remember the Haftarah von Achim Shel Pesach, Yotza Cheter Begeze Yishai Vat Mashiach, was made of the Gebchias. It was like the Derech vi Rosh Hashanah.
Welche Jahr? What year?
That year I came there, Tovshin Chov Gimel. And I was a Chosin, before the Chosin, when I came that Zman from Shabbos Vorchim Nissen till after Shavuos. So that Achim Shel Pesach, I remember the Haftarah there mit stark gewähnt. Sehr stark gewähnt.
Now,
But in the beginning was more, and later they got to less.
Right. Now, how were you able to transition from Reb Yoel to Reb Shlomo Chaim?
Who says I had a transition?
No, I'm saying.
Again, it's different. I was very friendly with Shlomo Chaim. And, for instance, also I told him over the Sikha that we spoke then about the Achim Shel Pesach, about a Sikha from the Fidige Rebbe that's mentioned, Reb Motel Chernobyl. He told the Mittler Rebbe, you can doch aufheben Ayiden in Ara Albemes. Ich habe schon lange geteilt, Yukach no mat Mayim. And the Rebbe gave a whole beer in that. So I told it over to Mr. Chaim, so he was this poor. Ich habe allemal nicht verstanden, the Sikha and those, and the Rebbe gave a chlor beer. So I was very, very friendly with Mr. Chaim.
Well, but let me ask you, did you see in him epis help by hechers? As I'm saying, did you know?
It was a different type than the Chassidim like who did I know?
You knew the Peretz much.
It was different altogether. It's different altogether. It was different altogether. Different signen and guns. Not like Repetitz, not like Sabra Mayor, not like Rabdison. Totally different. Look, he was a different type. First of all, he's very friendly. And he's very close with the Talmidim. The Talmidim used to go and used to speak with Proteus and Hadroche, Proteus, and very close to them. And I wasn't used to that. I was an older bocher already. I wasn't used to that. And I wasn't spoiled. He used to give out, he had certain things. Look, his bets were Polish, you know.
Yeah.
I heard that they sent him to Lubavitcher as a Leiswachsner Rebbe. Yeah. There's certain hoggers that I don't know. Used to be Makar of Talmud, used to give them from his Mashpia. I remember when he came to the Rebbe, when was it Tovshin Chof Aleph, Yitaskis of Chof Aleph. He came there to the Rebbe. And then he had a Farbrengens once with Bochrim. So he was there with the Meishke Nemenov. He was sitting there also. He was very quiet and he's a stiller. So he says, Meisha, no, because he knew him from Brunlamus, as a kid, but a companion. So he gave him from his Mashka. Er sagt that to me, Miss, Reb Shlomo Chaim, das ist Schreien. He let the Schreien, and he started laughing, and Shlomo Chaim started laughing. Saying he had a different Hanhog than the others.
Was there any kesher in your days between Reb Yoel and Reb Shlomo Chaim? Did Reb Yoel go to his Farbrengens or not?
When he came to America, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. When he came to America, he Farbrengens in the 71s. Oh yeah, that's the first night. The second night, the Rebbe used to Farbrengen.
Yeah.
First night, the Chasidim. So then it was Reb Shlomo Chaim was there. I don't remember if Yoel was there then. I don't know. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
He had a big Elam came there. So.
Now, did you have a yachas also with Rabbi Avraham Mayor? You did with Rabbi Avraham Mayor?
Yeah, Rav Mayor. Yeah. I liked him very much. Nice. He liked me also. When I used to come visit from Etzisro, it was Lamed Ches or whatever. He used to always send his Eidim. No, what's his name? Nochem
Pinson.
Pinson, yeah. Gabriel Abrams. He should bring me to this Farbrengens. Every time I came, he used to always come over to me. My Schwerville.
Rabbi Avraham,
and I liked him very much.
You weißt, Avraham gewann a große Landen.
Yeah.
Reb Yoel verkleidde mit dem in Chasidus. Show its line.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, just to speak about.
So did you have the shlichus in Eretz Yisrael? You were the oldest of the Bachirim, right? Am I right?
Yeah, I was the one that sent letters to the Rebbe every month.
Right.
And the Rebbe used to write with the address on the envelope was my name. I think the first letter he sent also was in my name. And then at the end, the Rebbe was Meisif, the call Echod ve'Echod meya Shluchim. No, what was it? It's Shaykh there, all of them. And then later, after that, I was the first letter. The letters after that, he answered every letter. And after that, every letter was written Talmidim HaShluchim. Just on the envelope was written my name. But in the pnim was written Talmidim HaShluchim.
Who got those letters? I mean, did you, where are those letters?
It came to me. I got it.
So you have
one letter.
You have all the letters.
One letter. Yeah. One letter, Better Lipska God, because one time it happened. It wasn't written my name on the thing. It was written Talmidim Shluchim. So he took from the office, before I got it.
And were you there with I think they brought back a stender for the Rebbe, Tavshin Kov Beis, right? Beryl Teichman.
No. I think that was Tavshin Tezayin. That was the Shluchim that went when they killed the Talmidim in the Kfar Chabad. So the Rebbe sent them to be there less than a month.
Right.
They didn't go there to learn. They went there.
Right.
They were 1 week in Terasemes, 1 week in Ludem, 1 week in Kfar Chabad.
Did you have a kesher with Gershom Mendel Gerelik and Label Raskin, or not really?
Not with Label, but with Gershom Mendel. I went to the Merkish Shlichus once, the Tovshin Tezayin.
Where did you go?
Hey, we were in Boston. Zwiebel there.
Now
Springfield.
Were you able to
relate? By Springfield, by David
Edelman. But were you able to?
In Boston, we stayed in Krinsky's house, and then we were also by.
You met Soloveitchik? Did you meet Soloveitchik then?
No.
What were your impressions of Gershom Mendel? Did that met them, or he wasn't shaykh? Was it?
Yeah.
I'm saying
he was older than me.
I know he was older
than me. I was then, let's say 18, 19 years old.
I'm asking.
And he was in summer 24.
I understand. I'm asking. You knew Reb Yoel, you knew Reb David Raskin, you knew Reb Zelig Katzman, and here I'm asking, how do you compare Gershom Mendel to them? That's what I'm asking you.
A different type altogether. Different type altogether. He was different type. First of all, he davened very much bariches in the beginning. Later, the Rebbe told him to keep the story. And he was also when he took Mashke, it was a different signal altogether.
Now, what did you do from after your marriage? You married Rueven Dunin's sister, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So after your marriage, you were a Mashpia already by Reb Shoel Brook in the yeshiva?
No, I wasn't Mashpia there. I was, see, the thing was like this. In the last week of like for Tisha B'Av,
Move back a little bit. I can't see your face. Move back. Yeah.
Before Tisha B'Av, I don't remember, it was the end of Tammuz or whatever, yeah. They had their 3 Magidei Shiurim, Meisha Landau, Eli Landau, and Sholom Leib Eisenbach. And they had a sichsuch mit Rabbi Sheo. And inside the sichsuch, he took out the Nihol, ich gehe in Yerushalayim, to my son, and they knew it's impossible, that is nicht gonna do. They came to the yeshiva, and they said instead he should quit, we're gonna quit. And we would like now, it's like for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, if we can give 3 bochrim to be mamala mokim. So Shlomo Chaim asked me if I would be maskim. I said, yeah, okay. So we put it for 2.5 weeks or whatever, and then there was Easter from Morristown, the Mashpia,
Melech Tribal, Melech.
That passed away not long ago.
Melech
Zwiebel was then. Yeah, Melech Zwiebel and Aiden von Zamgerari,
Nochem Sternberg.
Sternberg, yeah. 3 of us went.
Du Klappen.
I was with Malamokin.
Head of Klappen. Du Klappst, head of Klappen. You banging? It makes noise.
Yeah, I endorsed with that. Yeah. Okay. I went. So we went there. I was a Malamokim of Meisha Lando, the highest kita, and then the next one was Melech Zwiebel. The next kita was. So we were there till Tisha B'Av, and then yeshiva closes. And Shane then went back. Elul went back to the yeshiva, and
So which is
so later Reb Shlomo came later when I stayed in that school. He heard about it, so he asked me if I would be maskim since the shlichus is over, not learning in the yeshiva. They need a magid shir. One kitta was bottled. Is the kitta Mishalam that was bottled, and the other kitta was he wanted to give me. And the kitta lower, he would take over. He would say this year and Shalom Al Yisrael. So I was masking, yeah. And then when I was in Yechidusin, when I became a chosin, that was that year. I asked him about if I should, where should I be, in Israel or in America? And the Rebbe said, no, Mr. Der Tzad is to me, es wollen sein da. I said, yeah. Und der andere Zeit müsste man wollen sein in Israel. I said, yeah. And I asked also about if I should be mekabel the quiz, the Arbeide by Reb Shlomo. So he said, no, es ist eine gleiche Sache, besetzen sich in Israel und annehmen die Arbeit bei Reb Shlomo. So I stayed for another year. The reason why I stayed only for another year, not more, because he had diras there that he wanted to rent out. And I asked the Rebbe about if I should be Mashiach. The Rebbe said, liknes, to buy. I asked Abshayel about the liknes, and I told him the Rebbe said liknes. I said, oh, good, okay. I had the kilonaden from the Schwer, from the Tanchum, and that money was put as a deposit in the Abshayel. A kid said later, he decided nicht, and he gave me back the money, and he said that it's not going to be those. And that time, Monkey Gruzman comes over to me. He was the Shatchen, So he tells me that in Lud, that his Rebbe case in Cape Nadira, in Lud is billig the dearest. But I look about Arbeit and Rishon LeZion. He tells me, good, it's the foreign, it takes a half an hour the bus. People it's not a big deal.
Right.
So, after that, when I started getting on a deer, comes over to me. Still had saw Chaim Wolf. They want to open a new kitte between the Yeshiva Ktana and Kvar Chabad. It'll be called a Farzich. And then you should be the Mashpia. Zelig
Feldman.
Zelig Feldman is going to be the Rosh Yeshiva and was the Mashpia. Yes, the Rebbe that was masking. And so that's how I got there. So by Shale, I was a Nigla. And there I became in Chasidus.
So what type of Yid was Reb Shale? What's your impressions of him?
Shale, again, a geschmacker. There is a different type, different Shlomo Chaim altogether. It can do sagen a bediche, you know what I mean? A joke and this and
but they say that Shale wasn't a big makush.
Shale was a big mass made in Nigle. It could be look at the Torah also. He learned a lot. You know what I mean? That he wasn't like I don't know if it was a masculine Chasidus, some Machvavra in Bezo. I mean,
yeah.
But the basic in Yonim.
But what about his discussions? What were his feelings to the Rebbe? Did he speak about the Rebbe or not much?
No, but he came when which year did he come? Tishrei Chafalev.
Yeah, one time, yeah.
Yeah, it was
what I'm saying is
Yale. I heard from Yale Amaisa with the Shale when he was there. So he mentioned him. He has somebody that's in the Mishpoche that nicht gesund. I don't remember exactly nicht gesund. So, but no, he told him, look, he geht a in Yechidusin. So the man sagt, was? Dort reinbringen wegen Jonim Gashmiyim? Das ist in dem Rebenszimmer. Yechidusin dort reden wegen Gashmiyim.
About the Rashab, like the Reden, die alle fliegen Reden, wegen Rashab, wegen der Rebbe Satan fliegen sie Reden, der Peretz, Reb Shlomo Chaim, Reb Shale, oder Abraham Mayor hat gerät, dachte mir mehr, no?
Im gerät big, Abraham Mayor is a different type of Farbrengens. Sipurim, Reb Shale, that sell nach Sachen Sipurim. Aber es gehen Beiker auf den Chasidim. Ich habe von der Rabbi Abrahams, but mainly from Chasidim was nice.
So out of all these Chasidim that you met, which one made the deepest impression on you?
Look, the deepest impression was Reb Yoel. The second one was Reb Peretz. I mean, second in Zman. Then the third was Avraham Mayor. I liked very much Avraham Mayor. And then Reb Shale also. These four made the impression.
But Reb Peretz was very different than Reb Yoel and Reb Avraham Mayor, wasn't he? He was very different.
Yeah. Aber ich habe Geschmack, er hat gerät Geschmack, sehr Geschmack, sehr wahre. Ich bin ein wahrer Mensch.
Yeah. Would you say that the reason why you said that Yoel had the biggest impression is because your style is more like his style?
Yeah.
Right.
The brain works in that way.
Yeah. Right. So you were in Lud from what year?
Was I in Lud from Chafei?
From Chafei until when?
Started Chafei.
Until when?
Till Memches.
Okay, what?
I
And
came,
you left because
Sukkot Memches, I came.
they called you. The Avraham Korf wanted a Mashpia. He called you to.
Yeah. Monkey also arranged it.
Monkey was?
Monkey Gruzman, het getan echt mit dem. Es a whole mice mit Segels und so. And the last year that it was in Eretz Yisrael, they made a kit like a farzir in Nachlev. So I used to go. I slept over there. Nachlev used to come home like twice a week or whatever. Or Shabbos they used to come. The Mishpacha came to Nachlev. So and then at the end of the year it was bottled the thing. And then
Don't bang. The nish Purim.
You hear it? You know you hear it though. I hear it. I come upon him. There was he brought then a hatzor since he was taking care. He was the like the mi'argan of the nachle.
Who?
Like he used to come say a shit.
Who?
Monkey Gruzman. Monkey Gruzman.
Okay.
So he how was it? Oh, his shvoger learned once was a shliach in Miami, and he had a kesher, a kid say he naher. Then they had made the svara that I should go to Miami, come Mashpia there, and it's he asked the Rebbe, and the Rebbe said, "Ke'etzas yedidim mevinim." That's the time the Rebbe started answering. Ke'etzas yedidim mevinim.
One more thing, and I let you go. What are your hergation from Noch Gimel Tammuz bis Heint? Zog etwas how you feel, how you really feel.
I feel a very big loss. And look, a person that was the whole time seeing the Rebbe and this. It's a different. He's a Yosef, Yosef father. It always stays with you. It doesn't. Like I was a Yosef to 11 years old, and I love my father very, very much. So this loss is good. They say Yavinyonim Ruchnim. Tzadikim Mispate, Yishtakim Kulam, das alles darf man reinteilen in the Hergish TV, but the Hergish TV is you're missing.
So how do you continue?
How do you continue with the Hoffnung, as Bekorer Mamish Mashiach soll kommen, mit sich sehen mit dem Rebbe? Wie der Rebbe geendigt, den Jutschwat Mamed Niske sehen sich mit dem Rebbe, wo you go later, no?
And I understand did you finish your writing a sefer of Mashiach?
I'm close to the end. I'm in the last paragraph.
Just tell us what's the approach? What's the approach that you're using?
It's more like how would you say? I don't know, encyclopedia, but it's like more. Let's say the first paragraph is Emunah Mashiach. So I bring up in Nigle, and from the Kutesiches, it's a mitzvah, and even though it says in the Torah, then there's the protim, what to believe. That mentions all the protim that the Rambam mentions, and the Seder HaGiyul, and I go for protim. Then there's the union of, like in Chasidus, brings, then I learn more up Chasidus, the Emunah should be in Apnimius, and there's the Shleimus Emunah, and there's Tachli Shleimus Emunah. Then I have a parak on Mechakele. It's a smaller parak about the Tzipio. It's also Achiev and the Protim, and it's like Protim. I always touch on the Indian. Mm-hmm. And the third parak is about the Zeros Hagil. There's the Kilabeito Vachisheno, and then the other parak is about the mitzvahs that are Mazaras the Geulah. And the last parak is the union of the Kabbalah's Pnei Mashiach.
Mm-hmm. Now, the years from Tafshin Chofei till Tafshin Mem Ches, and you know till recently, when you had a question in Chasidus, who did you ever turn? Who did you talk Chasidus with? Hello? Hello?